I'm just sorting out my settings. It's just buffering at me. Are we starting? Are we not starting? Oh, Facebook. Oh, I'm apparently now live. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's that funny time of the year, isn't it, where we're exactly a week away from Christmas Day 2023, which will be very shortly followed by 2024, the beginning of. So it's that time when everybody's like, oh, have you got your goals for next year? And, whether you have or whether you haven't, it's fine. It's you know me, I'm a great fan of a good plan, because plans bring freedom and results and all that jazz. But if you're not quite there yet, life, it happens, doesn't it? So today I'm going to be talking about a little bit about what business owners want and why they're not getting it. So I thought I'd jump on live. There's some things that have popped up recently in lots of conversations that I've been having in different places. So sometimes it is on a one-to-one with a client. It could be in my group coaching, it could be anywhere, but the same themes pop up. So I thought I'd come on, and there are 4 things that have really come to the fore from people that I thought, well, if it keeps popping up, it's relevant to everybody. So that's why I'm on today, talking about 4 different things that people consistently say that they want, that they're not getting, and why that's happening. So say hello to me if you're here live. Say hello to me, #replay, if you're here later, because it's always lovely to see you. So the reason I have chosen these things is because they are things that are presented. So before I start working with somebody one-to-one or on a retreat or whatever, they have a questionnaire. And so one of the questions is, what do you want from your business? And this is when the things pop up. And then at the end, it's, what do you want from your time with me? And then those things don't pop up. So there's a disconnect between what people think that what they want to have in their business and their life, and actually what they believe is possible. It's very telling, that pattern of saying what they want, but they're not saying that that's what they want to work towards. And that's kind of a subconscious level of where their belief is. So the first thing I want to talk about that people say that they want, but they're not getting, is they want to be known for something. So they want to be the go-to person. They want to be known for being the best at X, Y, and Z. But then they tell me that one of the things that they do is they get triggered and they compare themselves to other people online. Now, if you want to be known for something, you want to stand out, you want to be unique, you want to do things in a way that feels very aligned with your values, with the mission that you have to make a change in the world, solve people's problems. So why be triggered by what other people are doing because you don't want to be doing that? So it makes no sense. But it's human nature, we all do it. We see somebody in our field, somebody who's doing something, somebody who's putting on obviously their best presentation to the world through Instagram or Facebook or by whatever it is they're running in their business. And we get triggered by that and we think, but I'm not doing that well, or should I be doing that? But you've already said that you want to be known for being you, for being different, for being the best. So why be triggered by somebody doing something that you don't actually want to do? So that's the first thing that I wanted to highlight. How often people are saying that what they see online is making them feel that imposter syndrome, makes them procrastinate, makes them second guess themselves, to overthink. But if they actually strip that away, they would realise that what someone else is doing has absolutely no significance on what they're doing. So stay in your lane, keep doing what you're doing, and be who you want to be and who you are. Be that identity that you need to be to bring that vision to the fore, to help those people in the way you want to help them, to be the go-to person. So who is that person? What identity do they have? How is that different to the identity you have right now, where you're being triggered by what other people are doing? So one way you can do that is by, when your instincts tell you it's good to do something, just do it, because the longer you think about it, the longer you've got to talk yourself out of it, which is what a lot of people do. They get very excited, they start to plan, it's the best thing ever, they wake up the next day and all these doubts set in because you're overthinking it. If your instinct is telling you that this is a good idea and this is what you want to do, go for it. The second one I wanted to talk about is something that comes up an awful lot, is that people do not feel that they are being fairly compensated for the time, the effort, the skills, the experience that they are putting into what they do. So they're working hard, they're absolutely amazing at what they do, but they're not being financially rewarded for that level, or they're not taking home the level of profit that they feel or that they should be rewarded with for what they're doing. So one of the reasons why this is happening is because people are not super clear on their numbers, because they don't want to know, they don't want to look. But you are a businesswoman. This is that identity that I was just talking about. You are a businesswoman. This is not a hobby. You're a businesswoman, and to be a businesswoman, you need to have structure in place. You need to have processes in place. You need to know your numbers. You need to have targets and goals. You need to know what your blocks are. You need to be able to clear your blocks. So there are things that you do as a businesswoman. And if you haven't worked in business or been part of the running and planning of a business before, that's hard, because and also when you went into your business, you did it to do what you love. You didn't do it to do all this business stuff. So that may not be your area of expertise. It may not be something that you've got a lot of experience in, but there are things that a businesswoman, particularly a businesswoman with a successful business, there are things that she does, there are ways that she thinks. And if you have been at high level in business and making those decisions, you'll know that. But most people haven't. They've not done that. They've trained, they're qualified, they're excellent at whatever they do, but they have not got that business experience, which is something that you have to learn, and to understand that there is an identity and a practice, and there are actions and there are beliefs that come with being a successful businesswoman. And they are not you changing yourself to be different to who you are. It's inside you. It's just that you've never had to think that way before, and that's absolutely fine. So what you want to do is start to think about, well, what does a successful business, or who would I be as the most successful version of myself, and what gaps do I have that I want to fill and to learn about, so that I can be that best business version of myself. And that may be that there are various different things that you want to work on. There are obviously skills gaps and tools and techniques, and mapping out how you do things best. There's all that side of things. So there's the practical side of things, but of course there's those mindset gaps as well, that you'll also have to start believing that you are a successful businesswoman and a businesswoman. A lot of people don't see themselves that way. There are people who have been running their business for 20 years, but they don't call themselves a businesswoman. They don't speak as if they're a businesswoman, so nobody takes them terribly seriously. And then they wonder why, and it's because if you don't have that inner belief that you are this, successful version of yourself, and that you can run a successful business, then you're treading, you're wading through custard. So sometimes it is a mindset piece first. That is very often the case, followed by the practical side of it. But you can do all the actions in the world, but you're not going to see that success if the mindset isn't there as well, and the self-belief, and that can take some work. So it's often a really good combination of the planning and the goals, the strategy, the taking action, and the mindset. It's a sort of a smorgasbord of all those things. But sometimes we need to identify which one to work on first. And there's no right or wrong because we're all different. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was getting more clients. So if you're all getting more customers, so some people will be providing a service, some people a product, sometimes a combination of the two. But if you want to get more of those people, then obviously there's that marketing piece to do. And marketing is just communication and education. So if the word marketing makes you think, oh God, then think of it in a language that works for you. So you might want to call it sharing, you might want to call it educating, you might want to call it, and it's a kind of a combination of everything. And I don't mean educating as in, the teaching which you would do with your clients. I'm talking about educating people about how you can help. And who you are and that kind of thing. So it's knowledge, it's imparting knowledge about the service you provide, how people can work with you, the discipline and how it helps people. It's that. But what people tend to do, and the reason why it's not working, and again this comes out again and again, is that people are talking to their audience as if they are in the same industry as them, as if they already understand the jargon and the language. And you're not. The whole point of somebody coming to you is because they're not an expert in this field, and they often don't have, and this is particularly prevalent in people who help people with their businesses, because they already know that sort of marketing jargon, sales jargon. They may have come from that background, or they may have learnt it because they're in that sort of coaching space, and there is a language to that. But when you are then talking to your clients, and if you're not talking to people who are already in that space, they don't speak that language, they don't get that jargon, they find it either confusing, overwhelming, triggering, they don't get it. So it's about talking to them in stories, examples, case studies, using plain language, simplifying, less is more. So really break it down and put yourself in their shoes. An exercise to help you to do this is to think about, what was the last person I worked with, or the last thing I bought, and I really didn't know much about it. I knew I needed it, I knew it would solve my problem, but I wasn't an expert in that field. I didn't really know. If somebody comes round to fix your plumbing and talks to you in a load of technical, talking about grades of metal and joints and, pressures and all this sort of stuff, because they're talking to you about, and you're like, yeah, I have no idea, I just want my tap to stop dripping. Then this is how you have to think about what did I need from that person? What language did I need them to speak in to me because I did not already know? So think about how you can talk to people who want what you have, want your services, whether you're helping them with their health, their wealth, their happiness, their business, their mindset, they're providing them with a product that solves a problem, giving something that is a luxury. It doesn't matter what it is, but talk to them in the language that they can very easily absorb it, see the benefits, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the benefit. So talk to them about that in a language that they understand. And the last one that I've decided, there's lots more, but the last one I've decided to talk about today is about people want to be more consistent, they want to be more effective, efficient, they want to be better at what they do. But unfortunately, because there are so many experts out there and so many gurus, which is fantastic, so many people that can help you, but unfortunately they're not always clear about who their ideal client is, and often that's not you. So for example, there are huge numbers of coaches out there who are teaching people how to be coaches or how to run an online business, and it'll be a business like theirs, but they're not very clear about who they are targeting to And so the advice that they're giving is not relevant if you are perhaps a practitioner who's in clinic the whole time, and running their business in the hours between, or taking one day off for admin, but the majority of your time is working with clients. So a lot of the advice that's out there online is not aimed at you. So when you're absorbing this and learning it and following these people or working with them, the advice that they're giving is not tailored and not even aimed at you. It's aimed to their ideal client, who could be somebody who's scaling their business by creating online courses or something like that. And there are huge numbers of these people online, and what they're saying sounds as if it's, that's what I should be doing. But is it? Is it really? Is this what's going to bring you success? Is this what's going to help you with your business, the type of business you're running? So just be careful about whose advice you're following. Check them out. Who is their ideal client? Who is their content aimed towards? Who are they actually advising? Is that you? So find the right person. There are people who are very, very niched, and if you're not within that niche, then that information and that help's not going to be tailored to you. If you can work with somebody who is addressing the specific gaps and help that you want to focus on, then find that person. Not everybody is going to be able to help you in a way that brings you the results that you want. So as always, we start with the outcome in mind, whether we're thinking about our clients, our business, ourselves. What is the outcome, the ultimate outcome that you want? Who specifically can help you get there? Which courses are going to be just loading more work on you, or what they're teaching might be useful, but you're not sure why you're using it or how it's going to help you. That's kind of just absorbing. We can absorb huge amounts, books, podcasts, courses, but how do we apply it? Why do we apply it? What is it that we're trying to achieve here? That is where you start, and then you find the people that can help you to get there, not the other way around. You don't just find someone who's really good at something and say, right, help me, because they can't help you if you don't know what you want, because otherwise you won't make progress. You'll be right back where you started because you didn't get what you really needed because you hadn't identified what that was. And there are people that can help you to do that, but there are infinite numbers of possibilities out there, infinite numbers of choices of how you build your business, who you ask for help. There are infinite choices of how we live our lives, but if you don't know what you ultimately want, the road there may be, but there may be several ways that you can get to that final destination. But if you don't know what the destination is, how do you know how to get there? How do you know which route to take, what course to do, what tech to use, whatever it happens to be in your business? So let's run through those again. So we started off with wanting to be known for something, but then looking at other people and thinking you should be like them. But then you're going to blend. So you really want to stand out, you want to be you want to follow your values. So to do that, stay in your lane, be the go-to person by building your business your way and providing the solution that speaks with your heart. The second one we talked about was being fairly compensated by knowing your numbers, charging your worth. Obviously that's a whole different topic that we can't go into today, but do know your numbers, know your incoming, your outgoing, and charge your worth, and just be aware of your numbers. Don't bury your head in your sand. You can't make decisions if you haven't got the facts, if you haven't got the stats, you haven't got the numbers. You can't grow because you don't know what you're growing from. You don't know what's coming in, what's going out. You don't know what's the outgoings, how are they providing you with value, all that stuff. So numbers tell 1,000 stories. So know your numbers. Be brave, but know your numbers. Thirdly, getting more clients by speaking in their language, not in your language, not in your industry jargon, but by, and remember that exercise, what did you last buy or access where you wanted somebody to talk to you in plain English so you understood what they were talking about. Maybe it was somebody who was coming to do something to your house, or helping you with something that was out of your comfort zone. What you really want at that point is for people to just talk to you in an accessible, plain English, simple, straightforward, to the point, no jargon. So that's how to get more clients, because the people who want what you have are not already experts at it. Then we lastly had being more consistent and effective by finding the right knowledge, the right people, whatever it is, however you absorb information or get help in your business, but make sure that you are their ideal client and that their experience and their knowledge will provide what you want. So if you are an online coach and you want to build courses, then and you're looking for that information, go to the person who offers that. If you're looking to build a sustainable business and have a strategy and systems, and that's not the right person. You want somebody who covers that, who has been in business before, who is a consultant or a mentor, someone who can give you advice. So that's who you want to look for. If you've got a particular mindset block, do those people provide that, or do you need to go to a specialist and only focus on that? Do you want a combination of strategy, action and mindset, or is it just one of those elements that you're looking for? There are people who will do all of them, there are people who do one of them, and there are choices within that. So do your research, do your due diligence, and know who you're working with and what their area of expertise is and their experience, so that you can choose the right person to get the right help to reach the outcomes that you want in your life and business. So I hope that helped. Remember to say hello if you're here. Ask any questions below and I can come back and answer those later. Lovely to see you last week before the Crimbo break, which is yes, it's crazy, isn't it, how fast time goes by. We just realised last night that I've actually been living with my dad. Oh, hi Ella. And that I have been living with my dad for 3 months now, since his fall, and he has bad health anyway, so I moved in with him at the end of September, so it's almost 3 months. So yeah, time whizzes past. But also watch out for some changes in Elevate. It's going to be more of this sort of thing, more help with your business, as well as obviously the networking, which come hand in hand, because the more you take part, the more you network just by default of saying hello and asking questions and getting involved in the conversation. You can network in lots of different ways. So and I will do some more help on that too. So watch out for some quite big changes in Elevate in the new year. And we have in January we're going to have a whole month of podcasts. We've got a couple of podcasters in the group who have volunteered some of their episodes. So every day in January I'm going to be featuring a podcast episode from one of our very own members, because we have such a lot of knowledge in the group. So we'll be doing some Elevate podcast episodes, but also from other people who can help you with your business and with your health and all sorts. So watch out for that. Anyway, take care, and yeah, I won't be here next Monday because it will be Christmas Day, so might be a bit busy, as will you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Christmas if I don't speak to you beforehand. And yeah, we're looking forward to the best year next year as we all support each other in 2024. Take care, everybody.